Do you love God but still feel anxious or overwhelmed? Have people or experiences shaken your ability to trust? Have you tried to pray harder, push through, or think differently but still feel stuck? Would you like to finally be able to calm your mind and emotions? I've been there. I struggled for years with anxiety, intrusive thoughts, and feeling like I was failing spiritually when I wasn't actually at fault at all. I was simply experiencing the effects of trauma in my nervous system. Now, as a licensed professional counselor and certified EMDR therapist, I help other Christian women to understand and process what's happening to them so that they can experience the healing that Jesus provides through good therapy. That can be a miracle too. Welcome to Trauma Healing for Christian Women. I'm Michelle Croyle, and I'm here to tell you that you're not failing, you're wounded, and wounds can heal. So grab your favorite beverage, a notebook and pen, and take a deep, relaxing breath because you're about to be refreshed. Let's get started. So as I record this, Toy Story 5 is about to come out soon, and that reminds me of when my son was a little boy. He was like 2 years old, and he had fake wings like Buzz Lightyear. And so he would have us put on the movie on the television, and he would hear the music, and he would start flying around like Buzz Lightyear. And he felt invincible, and he just loved it. He had this whole routine down. Anytime that he had his wings on and the music would come on, do 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 do, he was there. He was on the job, man. He was a superhero. He was Buzz Lightyear. And it's such a beautiful memory for us. Anytime that we see a Buzz Lightyear, we think of our son. He's just amazing. And he grew up and he, still likes Buzz Lightyear, right? And he still likes to go to like Comic-Cons and things like that. But he now knows that like Buzz is a fictional character, right? But as a kid, he really took on that persona of Buzz Lightyear, and he was a space ranger. Well, that's kind of what we do, but in reverse. Not so much as the superheroes in our stories, but sometimes when we go through life and if we have trauma, we take on a mask, we take on a costume, and we wear it as if it's our identity. Whereas my son, as a 2-year-old, it was a positive thing. When an adult woman who has had trauma has a mask or a costume on and wears it as if it's her identity, it's often a negative thing. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. But before I do, I want to remind you that we have a Trauma Healing for Christian Women Facebook group. Just search for Trauma Healing for Christian Women free group, answer a few questions, and we'd love to be able to invite you in. And also, if you'd like to learn more about EMDR, therapy with me, more about the types of therapy I do and things I treat, if you like what's in this episode, you can either go to my website, which is emdrpittsburgh.com, or go into the show notes and book on my Calendly link. I can do a free consult with you so I can hear what's going on in your world and see if we might be a good fit to work together and help you get some really deep healing. So I don't do surface level healing, right? Surface level healing is good. I mean, any kind of healing is good. But the type of healing that I like to do is nervous system based. And EMDR is my treatment modality of choice because it allows you to be able to notice what's happening in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, in your emotions, and to track that. And it has real evidence-based underneath it experiences that say, hey, this stuff works. And so when we are wearing masks because of trauma or wearing costumes because of trauma, we can confuse that with our true identity. And EMDR can help you to realize what is trauma and what is really you. Oftentimes, Christian women will come in and they will have a Christian persona. That doesn't mean that they're not really saved. That doesn't mean that they don't really love the Lord. That doesn't mean that they're doing anything wrong. But they come in with what they think the Christian way of thinking should be. And then as we talk, they tell me what they really think underneath the surface. And they really do have Christian faith. They really believe in Jesus. But some of the things that they hit up against and they don't understand or they're struggling with are often things that are like a persona that they're wearing. Like, I have to present as a Christian woman who can't get mad, or I have to present as a Christian woman who never has a bad thought or a negative feeling, or I have to present as a Christian woman who says all the right things, even though I don't really know if I believe it down in my heart. And I love to give a space to say, hey, I hear your real voice coming through. And God is not surprised by your real voice. God knows the real authentic you. But something in your nervous system, probably because of trauma and experiences, your individual history and learning and what you've been through in life, has taught you that you need to wear a mask, that you need to pretend, or has caused you to have these personas, these coping mechanisms, these behaviors, these thoughts, these parts of self to be able to survive. Whether those are parts that shut down, whether those are parts that get aggressive, whether those are parts that want to take flight and just avoid looking at things, whether they're critical parts or parts that try to numb by doing something like drinking or using marijuana to sleep or over shopping, overspending, gambling, whatever it is. These are the types of costumes we wear. They're the ways that we're trying to survive. And so we think, oh, this is how I survive. And we don't realize that's not really authentically us underneath. So when people get into the therapy room, I will often reflect back to them what I hear them actually saying. And sometimes people are like, wow, like you really got that. And I'm like, you know why I got it? Because I'm actually listening to you, but you're not listening to yourself, right? Because you're too busy using the coping skills. You're too busy thinking the way that you think you should think, doing the way that you have survived and conditioned yourself that you need to show up. And in reality, the truth is right there underneath the surface. And if you don't know what you're listening for, you can be fooled. You can think that's just a part of you. Oh, I just overreact. Oh, I'm just sensitive. Oh, I just take things too personally. Oh, I just like to keep everybody happy and people please, when those are really trauma responses. And so I want to invite you to stop putting yourself down, stop pretending you're someone you aren't, and to really listen by paying attention to your patterns, your repetitive thoughts, the things that make you feel like you're in bondage, the things that make you feel like you just can't trust yourself. Those are often trauma patterns. Those are often things that are not authentically you, that you acquired because you didn't have what you needed when you needed it. Nobody modeled for you how to think healthily. No one modeled for you how to have healthy communication without people blowing up at each other or fighting. No one modeled for you what it's like to have faith and still be able to be honest about your feelings and your needs. No one was there for you when you went through your scariest times in life and you didn't know what to do, so you froze or you cowered or you tried to fight back by getting stronger and yelling or whatever. It's all something that can make sense But if no one's ever taught you how to pay attention to the language of trauma in your nervous system, you're likely getting down on yourself, criticizing yourself, blaming yourself, shaming yourself, thinking you're not good enough, wondering why you can't get through whatever you're going through, why you keep ending up in the same spirals in your mind or the same emotional pit in your stomach. I know how to decode the language. A good trauma therapist will know how to help you decode the language and help your system to really be heard and the hurts and the wounds to really be met with the kind of authentic nervous system healing that can get you real freedom. A lot of times people will say, I know in my mind what to think, or I know what's true, but I don't feel it, or I don't live like it, or I can't get past it. That's because you haven't actually had the trauma attended to with healing, with knowing how to interpret it, and with knowing what to do with it when you feel that way. So I want to invite you to have a free consult with me. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's talk about the masks that you wear or the ways that you're suffering or the ways you're trying to cope that you really would like help decoding, and see if I might be a good fit to work with you, or see if there is somebody in your area who is a good fit, who is a trauma-informed therapist who can help you decode what your nervous system is saying. You don't have to wear a false self. You don't have to only wear these coping skills in an attempt to stay safe. You have survived. Let's get you healing in your nervous system so you can thrive. The content that you heard today is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not to replace professional therapy and is not to be considered a professional therapeutic relationship. If you would like to work with me, please reach out through the contact link in the show notes. I'd love to hear your story. And if you liked what you heard today and would like to share it with somebody or leave a rating and review, we greatly appreciate it so others can listen in too.